Hello friends, this is Jayant Rowankar working as Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology. Friends, today we are going to learn about graphic system, and this is the topic of subject computer graphics. Here we will see various components of graphic system and the architecture of graphic system, and what are the contents of graphic system and how it works, that we will see today. So first of all, we will see the graphic system and its components. So 5 major components or elements are used in graphic system, and that major elements are: first is processor, memory, frame buffer, output device and input devices. So here on the screen you can see the diagram of various components which are used in graphic system, that are the input devices. Then that input devices will give input to the system or the intermediate system, that is called a processor, memory and frame buffer. Both will make a intermediate system, and that intermediate system will give input to the output devices, and according to the input given by the intermediate system, the output will be display or represent on the screen. So 5 major elements, that is processor is used to process the data which is given by the input devices, like here given the keypad, that digital notepad and mouse is, we can say it is the input devices, and the data, input data which is given by that input devices will go to the processor, and processor will start processing on it as according to the input given by that input devices. Likewise, the processor will take data from the memory also, because related to that input the data is available with the memory, and that memory will share the data with the processor, and processor will start processing on it, and it will give an input to the frame buffer. Frame buffer is nothing but a memory which store the information regarding the image which is to be displayed on the screen, and according to the data, according to the input given by the processor to the frame buffer, the frame buffer will forward this data to the display devices, and according to the frame buffer input, display device will display or draw the image or represent the image on the screen. So this is what the major element work in the graphic system. Then we will see the architecture of graphic system. So here on the screen there is a architecture of graphic system is given. Host is there, digital to analog is there, digital to analog component system is there. Then CRT. Here in early graphic system, CRT had just basic capability to generate line segment connecting 2 points, vector based refreshing, length of line segment limited to light pen, often used for manipulations. System with memory CRT, that is CRT is nothing but a cathode ray tube. The whole picture read on if changes will be there, and it will reflect to the screen. So host will give an input to digital to analog system, and that digital to analog system will generate the data in the analog form, because the display devices or output device is understand the data in the analog form, that is in the frequency form. That's why digital to analog component is used to display the device display the picture images on the screen. Then here another architecture of computer graphics is given, that is host is given input to the display processor, and display processor is connected with the display list, and the data is given as input to the CRT. CRT is nothing but the output device or display device. Here the role of display processor is to standard architecture with the capabilities to display the primitive composition made at the host, and the memory uses the display list contain primitives to be displayed on the screen. So again, the host will give an input what to be displayed on the screen, and display processor will work on the input given by the host, and accordingly the display list will given the information how that image will be drawn on the screen. All the things means where to draw the point, where to draw the curve, and all the things will be given by the display list, and accordingly the display processor give input to the CRT, and CRT or output device will display the output on the screen as the form of image or video or picture, whatever it is. So this is all about the graphics architecture and graphics system. Then we will learn about line and points. So how line and points are drawn on the screen. So point plotting is accomplished by converting a single coordinate position in an application program into appropriate operations for the output device in use. And how the line is to be drawn. Line drawing is accomplished by calculating the intermediate positions along the line path between two specified in-point positions. The output device is directed to fill this position between two endpoints. So whenever we want to draw a line, we need two endpoints, and so according to the graphic system, that two endpoints will be captured by the display processor. It will be considered as input by the display processor, and according to the screen, according to the display devices or resolution of display devices, that display processor will send it to the display device, and accordingly that display device will draw the intermediate points between the two endpoints, and it will consider only those points which will be properly or clearly visible among that two endpoints. So this is all about line and point drawing on the screen, and this is all about the graphic system. So thank you very much.